Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to share to you arrays. So what are arrays? Arrays are used to store multiple values in a single variable instead of declaring separate variables for each value. To declare an array, what we need to do is, number one, we have to define the variable type, followed by the name of the array, with a square bracket here, and specify the number of elements that the array will hold. For example, we have here int a5, in which case array A can hold 5 elements, while we have here float B, wherein we could store 10 elements to the variable B. Now, how do we initialize a variable or an array? To do that, we could do it like this. Int A, we leave the open and close bracket empty, equals, and then this will be the values of our array. We could also do it like this, wherein you could specify already the length of the array or the number of elements together with the values. The first two examples are of type integer. Now, if you're going to use a character type, we could do it like this. Character x5 is equals to haji, wherein since we declare a character here, each letter must be enclosed with a single and close quotation. Okay? There are several types of array available in C++. One is a single-dimensional array or one-dimensional array, and the other one is multi-dimensional array. Okay? For a single-dimensional array, it's like this, wherein you have the data type, name, and then the length of the array. While a multi-dimensional array is like this, we have here float, which is the type, b is the name of the array, and then 10 are the rows and columns. In this example here, we have 10 rows and 10 columns, meaning that the total number of elements that this particular array can hold is about 100 elements. So, let's have some examples in array. So I have here my online C++ compiler. Let's close this. Okay. Now for this example, what I'm going to do is that we're going to have default sets of array or elements in an array. Okay. Let's first define our array. So let's say we want to display int a is equals to 1 to 10. Okay, so I have here an integer of array elements here, where a is our array name. What I'm going to do is to display this array. Okay, so take note, this is our array. Next is I'm going to create a variable I, which will be used for our loop. Okay. Next is let's create a loop here. To do that, we start with for I is equals to 0, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Okay. Then we're going to print out the value of I wherein we could display here cout. And then we have some spaces, I, and then A. Then, we have here A, and then I, then semicolon. Okay. So let's try the program here. Okay. So we have this output. Now, let me explain to you. First thing is, if you notice in our output here, it displayed the value of 1 to 10, but it displayed this number. So, but 419, 60, 64, but we don't have that values here. Now, if you notice, we only have here 10 elements. Okay? Now, if you're going to work with array, the thing here is that we start counting with 0, wherein 0 is our index. Okay? Now, if this is 0, if this is 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Now, if you notice in our loop, we have here less than or equal to 10. Now, when we increment it by 1, let's say we have here 9, 10, 9 plus 1 is 10, we don't have any values here anymore. So what the compiler did, it looked for the memory and then just fetch any values there. So in this case, we have this value. Now, if we're going to try this one again, let's change the condition wherein I is less than or equal to 10. Let's run it again. Then it should display now the numbers from 1 to 10. Okay? So this is our array. Now take note, we have this counting now. So instead of you counting with 1, you start counting with 0, in which case the first element is our index. Okay? So if you notice in our loop, we have I is equals to 0, I less than 10, which is true, and then when we reach this section here, it will print out A, which is array, and then passing the value of I. In this case, I is 0. So if I is 0, it should display the value of 0 here. Display the value of 1. Then we increment it by 1, it becomes 2. It becomes 1, right? From 0 to 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 10? True. So we display now the value of 1, in which case the value of 1 here is 2. So that's why we have the output here of 2. And so on, okay? Until we reach I less than or equal to 10. So this is an example of an array with an integer type. What if we have an array that is of character type? So let's have an example. Let's say character, let's say X, okay, is equals to, say let's display my name. Okay, now what I have here is an array of characters. Now let's display the value of those of our array X, which is of character type. Let's have here space, and then let's try to display the value. Again, we'll be creating a loop here for I is equals to 0, I less than. Now, if you notice here, we're going to count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have here 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I should be less than or equal to 4. Let's try this one. And then I plus plus. And then let's display the value, C out. They have some spaces. And then we have to type first our array name, followed by the loop, which is I. And then there. Okay, so it should display as this, my name, within this loop here. Okay, so let's try it again. Okay, so we have this output. Let's try to move this one here. Okay, so this is the output of our loop. We have here I is equals to 0, I less than or equal to 4, which is true. Then we print out, in this case, X, we start with 0, where the value of 0 here is H. Take note again, if we will count here, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, and then, and this is 4. Okay? And then, when we print out this value, it should display as the first letter, which is H. Okay? So this is our first example of using arrays in C++. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. Bye.